Kind of having a crash out week. I don't really know how to explain it. Everything is making me spiral this week. Clearly, there's serious stuff that makes me spiral, and that stuff has been consistently getting worser and worser. Look online, you know what's going on in the world. But then on top of that, I'm like in the depths of my spiral, and I get hit with a full face rash. I'm having an extreme allergic reaction all across my face. My face is flaking off like my scalp in the depths of December, where it's just dandruff town, but now it's on my face. It's an allergic reaction. If you put my face in front of a bowl, I could probably make you the world's most unsanitary bowl of cereal. And then I get this full face allergic reaction. I'm feeling a little insecure about myself. Tell me why I got on TikTok. I happened upon a video that I should not be in this conversation. If there is a conversation on TikTok about me, I shouldn't be in the room. And then, you know, it was a really nice video, but the top search that I got was like, why didn't Stephanie Sue get any work done? It wasn't, did Stephanie Sue get work done? Because then it's like, oh, we don't know. We don't know. She looks like she might have gotten work done. It was, why did she choose not to? Like, what was the reasoning behind the decision? Because I disagree with the decision. And then I sent it to my husband. I was having a spiraling moment. I call my sister because I'm like, you know what, sister? Show me your crotch goblins. Sometimes they make me feel better. Let me see their cute little faces. The younger one gets on FaceTime and goes, Momo, you look funny. And I said, bitch. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what it is? It's because I haven't put Judan to rest. I haven't put this story of Judan to rest. I need to tell you about the rest of Judan so that I can move on with my life and I can start a new different kind of spiral. Hopefully this one spirals upwards, but I don't know. There's like another blizzard coming. I don't know, okay? I'm going through it. So we're talking about Judan. This is part 2. Judan. If you guys didn't watch part 1, I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that this woman is just like certified crazy. She's a talk show host who does not have face blindness, but she can't get a single fucking celebrity's name right and she is not even sorry about it. She does it time and time again.
She is sorry about it.
Yeah, she's sorry. But she's like not heartfelt about it, and she makes this her whole personality. You can't say the word sorry around her because you gotta just watch part 1.
就是 sorry.
And then she goes on another reality show where she decides that she's just gonna be incredibly sexist. She's gonna favor boys. She has a daughter and a son. She's obsessed with her son. Her daughter, she's like laughing and she's like, guess what? One time my daughter came up to me and was like, you really need to teach my brother some manners because he keeps pulling out my hair when I don't listen to him. And then she's like, I thought that was funny. People are like, we want to punch you in the face. There's like a whole chicken leg, chicken drumstick drama. There's so much drama. This is the most least self-unaware.
The most.
I'm about to call it a day.
Most least self-unaware aware.
He's like, I gotta lock in right now. So this is part 2 where we go into new drama because Judan, someone married Judan. I don't know how, but it happened. And we're about to talk about him because he was one of the most bullied celebrities for a little bit because of Judan. But before I tell you about all of that, first, I just want to say thank you to ABC for sponsoring today's video. ABC was like, hey, Stephanie, can I send you something? And I said, send me something good. Like, you gotta make sure it's good. They have this new drama called RJ Decker. They sent me the trailer. This is my first time watching it, but I think based off of what I read about it, it's RJ Decker follows this former newspaper photographer. So he's out here taking pictures, but then he's starting over as a private investigator in South Florida. So the cases, I imagine, are just gonna be very unusual to outright bizarre. I mean, it is Florida after all. I do feel like there's something in the water. I love my Floridians, by the way. You guys are just like one state away. I grew up the summers in Florida, and you guys are crazy. But it just gives this show, I think, a fresh procedural feel. That's what I got from the synopsis of it. but we're gonna watch the trailer.
This feels like confidential information or something.
Ma'am, hi, my name's RJ Decker. I'm a private investigator. I'd like to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday.
RJ freaking Decker, as I live and breathe.
Detective Abreu, hello, how are you?
How is everything at the trailer park? You making new friends?
Hey, Tebow, how you doing? It's gonna be a hot one today. Stay hydrated.
Every
Every single day.
Wait, what is happening?
You here to offer me another job?
Maybe we dive in together and find something that connects.
It's not a standard murder. It's something bigger.
That's Chinese
I
flag.
think it was a murder for hire. But why?
You want me to flex a little muscle? Find out what the DA's office knows?
Trying to get sent back to prison today?
You go to prison one time and suddenly it's all the jokes.
Roll over, show me your wrist. I gotta cuff you.
Are you serious?
Oh, this is
New
cool.
career you've picked. You stick with it. You're gonna see the ugly stuff.
You can't hide.
I'll stick with it. Maybe some of the ugly stuff doesn't happen.
What happened to your eye?
It's complicated. What's up, Arch? Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Looking good.
You and this place, you were made for each other.
What do you mean, the bar?
No, Florida.
I think the dynamic is going to be very interesting, clearly between him and the cops. Also, are they going to fall in love? Because I feel like they're going to fall in love. I hope they fall in love. And then second of all, I've always wondered this. If a private detective, a private investigator is knocking on your door, what do you think they look like? And what if they look like RJ Decker? Are you more scared? Are you more nervous? Less nervous? Do you think he's a joke? Or do you think he secretly knows something that you don't know? I want to know. And I also want to know if he's going to follow up on like all the weird stories of when divorced people hire private investigators against each other. Because they can't just be all crime. Imagine he's like investigating something for like a divorce. And then he sees the guy who the wife thinks is cheating and he's just murdering somebody or something like that. I don't know. Am I spoiling something? I like that it's not too dark. I feel like there's some lightness. The balance of the humor is really good. But I still have a lot of questions. Who are all these dead people? Who? And it's from the creator of Elementary and starring Scott Speedman. Watch the new series RJ Decker Tuesdays starting March 3rd on ABC and stream on Hulu. There is this TV show called Mr. Housework.
Housework?
Yeah.
Like doing housework?
Yes. So it's celebrity husbands at home doing housework. And I was like, yeah, that's where you belong. No, I don't know why we had to make a whole show about it. I do housework all the time. Do I get a show? You know what I mean? It was weird. Like, girls do housework all the time. We don't get a show about it. But guys, they're doing housework. And these two house husbands, celebrities, are at home making Chinese pancakes. And they're fooling around with the dough. They're flipping it, tossing it. They're doing little tricks. They're having a good time. This whole show is based off of family observation. It's Family Aquarium. It's a variety program that follows 3 celebrity families to see how they live. And then there's like a whole panel of other celebrities and
Reacting to other celebrities.
Yes, about how they live. And like there's supposed to be a focus on the men taking more of the household chores in each family. So they're like trying to do more. So Judan and her husband are not one of the featured couples. So instead, Judan is part of the observing panel. So she's sitting there and like making commentary about these different families. And
So the husband is not even at the crime scene.
no, he's not at the scene of the crime, but he's about to be the perpetrator.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
about to become the world's biggest perpetrator.
OMG.
So she's watching the couple's daily lives and she is giving a very intense commentary on their behaviors. And she's watching these 2 men flip the pancakes, messing around. And she suddenly, to say, actually, this made me think of something. She says, when some men play like this at home, their wives might get upset. That's the reality in many families. You know, childlike innocence. I think a man's childlike innocence is very important. But some women, maybe because they're so stressed or overwhelmed, they forget to protect that innocence. And when that happens, men stop wanting to show that cute, playful side to them. I want to throw up. This is
Wait,
not
this
the
is
week for
Judan
this.
saying, right?
This is Judan. And literally, I'm not the only one with this entire reaction because everyone on the panel has a moment where they go, bitch, what the fuck are you saying right now? She's making this comment while she's watching the husband and the wife, like they're all like living their lives and the husbands are like doing all these cute little things. I have so much to say. And I'm not even gonna say it.
Remember, this reminds me of there's one TikTok that we watch.
Oh yeah, where the guy is like in the beginning of the relationship, and the guy's like, "Duh," and then like the girl is like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" Okay, see, my problem is not that. I think goofiness in a relationship should be preserved. However, some fucking idiots do it at the wrong time. Don't be doing it when your partners are overwhelmed. They're stressed out about life. They've got a lot on their plate. There's a lot going on, and then some dude's gonna come in and try to flip a Chinese pancake. That would drive anybody insane. Who's doing that? And so everybody's looking at Judan like, what are you talking about?
So they were playing around, which is very innocent. But Judan brought it to the level of, some men just need to be protected with their innocence and playfulness, right?
Yes.
So she elevated to that level.
Yes. Which I actually think it's like the opposite. Because like I see a lot of people be like, oh, when a girl is acting very immature around their boyfriend, usually it means like they feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I feel like guys always are goofy. And also what's crazy is the wife didn't even say anything. The wife is also on the side like, ha. So then she pauses it and she turns to the wife because now she's like on the observer panel and like I guess they're having conversation and she's like, at that moment, did you feel even a little bit like they were playing and he wasn't being serious? And the wife is like, no, I thought it was really fun. Like I didn't want to be a buzzkill or anything.
She's trying to start something, but there's nothing.
那那个时候你有一点点的觉得他们在玩就不认真或者说什么吗？没有啊，我觉得好玩。
There's nothing. The wife is like, I don't know why this is a whole big deal. Like, I thought it was kind of cute. I thought it was funny. And then she's like, we need to protect men. And I'm like, from what? And then in the clip that they're watching, like, again, you can clearly tell the wife is not upset. She even goes, hey, look. She's talking to their daughter. She's like, look, daddy's about to flip the pancakes. So, like, what are you saying? Netizens are commenting, like, I thought she was going to say that women, because of their stress, forget they also have childlike innocence. But instead, she says we need to protect men's childlike innocence. Another comment is, are we women just criminals? Why do we deserve all the punishment? What's going on? Another one is like, women need to protect men's childlike innocence because who's stressed out? Because we're stressed out? So we have to protect their innocence? I'm his wife, not his mother. What's going on? Okay, this variety show actually aired back in 2020. So this was before the previous variety show that I'm talking about. At the time, she did not face backlash because nobody cared about Judan.
Oh, people dug this back out?
People dug this back out. People are like, what else? What other crazy things has she said? They start digging into it. Okay, just so that we can go through all of Judan's history, there's another clip where she's on another reality show. I don't know why she's on so many variety shows. And Judan is sitting next to her friend who happens to be pregnant. And her friend's name is Lee Ai. She's a model who is pregnant. She's about to give birth. And Judan, out of nowhere, while everybody's sitting at the table, suddenly asks her model friend, so how much weight have you gained?
你重了多少？
Which is like a crazy question to ask anyone, period. Definitely to ask a pregnant woman, unless you're their doctor. So the model friend, she answers honestly, and she says, oh, I think I'm like up 26 pounds. And the moment that she said that, Judan gets excited. She said, see, I can tell that your husband doesn't treat you well. Look at how good my husband was to me. When I was pregnant, I gained 60 pounds.
Bruh.
All I can think is, I don't think your husband is taking good care of you. This is like the most petty, jealous thing I've ever heard anybody say. It's very clear that Judan is envious that her friend hadn't gained much weight, and she's trying to make it seem like a negative thing. And Judan doesn't even stop there. She proceeds to brag about how well her husband treated her when she was pregnant and why she was gaining so much weight. She says, when I was at your stage of the pregnancy, my legs were like this big. When you press down on it, there's like a huge dip because I was gaining so much weight.
怕你老公就对你不好。我老公把我养得多好，胖了60斤，这只能说明老公养得不好。
The model friend is getting very uncomfortable, especially you have to factor in like anyone in the entertainment industry, I would say a lot of them probably have some sort of complicated relationship with weight.
Yeah.
Or just anyone in general, but especially in the entertainment industry, and this is like a model, I would just like, that's a crazy way to come into this conversation. But she keeps going. She's like, oh yeah, like look at you. You're barely eating and your husband's doing nothing. And she's just like nodding and ignoring Judan because what is she supposed to say? And when netizens hear this, they're not calm. They start freaking out online. Why does it have to be the husband? Why is the husband feeding you? Are you a fucking pig at this point? Are you cattle? Are you like a dairy cow? Why does your husband have to feed you when you're pregnant? And then people are saying this is not even a matter of emotional intelligence anymore. Another person is like, I can immediately tell that your husband isn't treating you well. I feel like this is something to say to a pregnant woman who already has very increased hormones to stir up marital problems. Like, what's wrong with this lady? Others are saying 26 pounds is healthy, 60 pounds is healthy. Just because you gain more weight doesn't mean you're healthier in your pregnancy. Like, people were just saying none of this is making any sense. And the worst part is the model friend's husband is sitting right next to her. And people are photoshopping his face and it's just like getting shot at for no reason. And people keep calling Judan a lemon because she's just sour. She keeps making lemon statements. She's just acting like a fucking lemon head. She also starts bragging about her husband. So not only is she bragging about the fact that she gained 60 pounds and her friend is not gaining as much weight, and then she starts bragging about how when she was giving birth, her husband was going to count down to her birth, like counting her pushes. I don't know if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 10, 9, 8, 7. I don't know. Like, what's the countdown? I don't know at what point the baby's supposed to pop out. But she's explaining because he went to Beijing Film Academy. He's classically trained in the performing arts. So he's got a strong, commanding voice and he knows how to use it. And Judan starts bragging about how when she was pushing in labor, her husband starts counting and he's commanding the whole room. It was so impressive that the nurses in the room wanted to record him. She says, in the hospital, you can only hear his voice and mine. And the nurse said that we need to make a recording of his voice because we've never heard a countdown sound so good.
What does that mean?
Nobody knows what this brag even
Countdown?
is. Yeah. I don't understand what this brag was supposed to be. And I thought maybe it's like a Chinese thing that I'm not getting, right? Tiffany was like, I don't know what this lady's talking about. I don't understand a
Maybe
thing.
like he's doing like those march counts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Is that it?
Probably. However, the part is she's bragging and like who brags about that?
Yeah. What did he do?
Like if I have created a human being and I'm giving life out of my vaginal canal, my legs are spread open. I want a halo above my head. I want my husband next to, I want you fanning me, honey. I'm not gonna sit there and compliment how well you were counting. Great, you know numbers. I just created a human being. Like that's so weird. Any other time? Fine, that's great. You're getting your delivery food and he's counting down. You're going up in the elevator to your little penthouse suite, Judan, and he's counting up. Okay, fine, you can brag about that. When you're giving birth, that is so weird. Why are you bragging about your husband? You're the one that gave birth. It's so bizarre. People are so confused in the comments. Like, I didn't even know this was something to brag about. Like, I didn't even know this is something you get complimented about. Some people are just saying Judan's words make zero sense. I don't know what I'm listening to. It doesn't make sense. And she treats her husband like he is some kind of treasure. She's that friend who cannot stop talking about her husband, going on and on, telling everyone how much he loves her, right? But then you listen to her actual stories and you're like, what? I don't think you guys have a healthy relationship. And all of that bragging just backfires. Okay, so there's another season of Mr. Housework. Judan is on the panel again, and she's one of the observers. And out of the 3 couples that they're observing, one of them is pregnant. And during the show, they're talking about morning sickness, cravings, everything related, to pregnancy. And Judan is like, there was one time when I was so sick, I was puking nonstop. And this is, when I was pregnant. But at the same time, I was really hungry. So I told my husband, hubby, I want to have some soup wontons. He was just going in and out of the kitchen nonstop, asking me about every single step. At the time, I felt so bad, but I even took a picture. That was the first time my husband made me a meal. I went to the kitchen to take a picture of him cooking the wontons. She probably assumed that this was a super romantic story, but even the male celebrity next to her just... Did you catch the part in the story?
This is first time?
No, first time, but also he keeps coming.
我是有一次吐的实在都不行了，但又很饿。我老公进去厨房，进去出来，进去出来，一步步的问。我那时候那么难受，还拍这张照片。我老公第一次为我做一顿饭。你看，女人就会这样。虽然他很少为你做，但是他只要为你做一次，你就觉得哇，这是超啊！我还偷偷到厨房门口拍他的背影。
Baby.
Imagine, okay, when I'm about to throw up, I can only, these are the words I say, because I throw up a lot because I have a pork allergy, and something in me is like, I know I have a pork allergy, but I just fucking love eating pork sometimes, okay? Sometimes I gotta hit it with a posam. Sometimes I have to eat samgyeopsal, and so I'll eat it, and then, black bean noodles, that's all pork. So then I'm like, but to throw up. That's it. That's all I say. He knows the drill. He gets my meds ready. He helps me with a glass of water. I can barely say the words, I'm about to throw up, because I'm about to throw up. But imagine your husband opening the door. Honey, which wontons? Closes the door. Opens the door. Honey, I can't find them in the freezer. Honey, which pot do I use? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So even the male celebrity next to her is like... I don't think you know what you're saying. I think he probably thought she's about to go on a rant right now about her husband. But she's looking around like, I bet you bitches are jealous. Okay? And the male celebrity next to her goes, this is just low.
This is just low?
Yeah, low. Okay, his comment is 100% spot on, because you're married. You have a kid on the way. This is the bare minimum. How is this the first time you've cooked your wife something and you keep coming in to ask her how to cook wontons? Not even beef Wellington, it's wontons. You just boil them until they float. Which he taught me that. I was like, how do you know when they're done? He doesn't stop. He tells her, I don't think you've seen a lot in this world. And so Judan tries to bring it back to how great her husband is. And she says, but so many women, husbands don't take care of them during pregnancy. You can't even be sure if these men are capable of caring for their families at all. And everyone's like, what? What are you saying right now? At one point, the male celebrity just leans back on the couch and he looks exhausted. And then, this is the worst part. People are already mad about this, but Judan starts sharing how her and her husband resolve fights in the relationship. So all the other celebrities, they're sharing very normal stuff like, oh, when we fight, we make sure it doesn't go overnight. Like, we never go to sleep angry. Judan steps in and she's like, let me tell you something. Let me share with you Mr. Zhao's, standards in fighting. So she's basically trying to brag about how good her husband is at dealing with their fights, or how he consoles her. Like, that's what people are expecting. This woman says, we've fought before, but we've only really fought twice. But he uses very good sentences to deal with me. And in this lifetime, I never dare to fight him again. Okay, so everyone's like, wait, I just feel like that's not the way to live a relationship. What do you mean you don't dare to fight him again? What did he say to you? That sounds like a threat. Mm-hmm. And she's like, whenever I get mad, I don't like to talk because I think fighting is uncultured. So I just choose not to talk. AKA, she just gives the silent treatment, which is worse. It's exponentially worse, okay? So Mr. Zhao just leaves me alone for 2 hours. And then after 2 hours, he will come and talk to me like nothing happened, hug me, and so on and so forth. But because I'm still mad, the silent treatment will still go on. So she's like, I'm still not talking. Then Mr. Zhao said to me, I'm offering you a ladder to step down right now. If you don't take the step down, the ladder will be gone later. Immediately. Damn. It was like a shiver went down my spine.
A shiver went down.
And she said it, and she's like, this is profound. That's the way she's saying it. Okay, just to give you context, in Mandarin, saying things like giving you stairs to come down or giving you a ladder to climb down is saying I'm going to save your face right now. I'm giving you an opportunity to back down from your anger gracefully. Yeah. But nobody says it. Nobody says it to the person that they're saying it to. So it's like, you know, like, okay, sometimes imagine I'm like spiraling and then I decide I'm a little annoyed. And then maybe I should not have taken it out on my husband, but I do. And my husband is so kind. So he apologizes and then he makes a little joke. That's like a ladder. Like, okay, like I probably shouldn't. That was dumb. You know, like, you know, you have a dumb fight and then you're like, okay, that wasn't that serious. And then you like make a joke and then the other person's supposed to come down because it's like, we both know that was stupid. But then it would be weird to suddenly turn around and be like,
Hey, so about that was stupid.
so it's like you're giving them an opportunity to make it not awkward so that we can proceed with life. But you never go to someone's face and say, hey, so I'm going to give you a ladder and you're going to step down. If not, I'm going to rip the ladder from its fucking bolts and you'll never get another ladder again. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is very like threatening.
Yeah.
If someone say that to me,
he's not stepping down. I know.
Like, it only will make me more like, what are you talking about?
He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to hang from the tree on my arms.
Yeah.
Like that, it's like crazy. If someone says that to you, it's scary.
Yeah.
And so the other two celebrities are lost for words. They're like, I think this is abusive. Like, I don't know for sure, but it doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah. So no one knows.
Is that what the husband got canceled for?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
I mean, she is giving the silent treatment, which is bad, but her husband is basically threatening her. Like, this is bad. Yeah. And so everyone's looking at her like, this actually worked? Because like you said, no one would actually use this. Like, they'd be like, oh, really? Even the other, like, women on the panel were saying, I would actually be more triggered.
Yeah,
My husband
exactly.
like, that's some shit where...
That's fighting words.
Yeah, like, we're about to, oh, yeah. Like, that's the response that normal people would have. And she's like, of course it did. She's basically saying, like, it was so profound to me because if he didn't give me the opportunity, how would I have stepped down safely? Like, basically, like, he did this for me.
Wait, is she dead ass?
Yeah, and another woman on the panel is like, I would look at my husband and go, oh yeah, a ladder? So what? Another guy on the panel is like, I tell him he can fucking wait forever at the bottom of the ladder because I'm not coming down anymore now. What are you gonna do about that? Like, these are normal reactions because it's like, who do you think you are giving me a ladder? I will come down from my anger when I feel like it. It just feels like she worships her husband and he's using it against her because all she does is pander to men. And so people online, they hate Judan, but they also think that her husband is abusive. And they cancel him. They rip him to shreds. And because he's like a more quiet person, he doesn't really show a lot of his personal life and he doesn't do a lot of variety shows. People start coming up with a whole backstory for him. They're like, he is so pretentious because he went to the Beijing Film Academy and he doesn't love his wife, Judan. Judan keeps acting like she's being loved. He thinks he's better than everyone. He's got a huge ego. Another person is like, he is an arrogant, self-important man. Even if they're talented, when character doesn't match their status, it's only a matter of time before they crash and burn. But even after this, it's like those TikToks where a family will film themselves and the husband is doing some atrocious shit. And then the wife will be on TikTok the next time and being like, no, he loves me. And I'm like, Judan comes on Weibo and she's like, no, my husband loves me. You guys don't get it. Okay, only him and I know what goes on in our relationship, okay? And you don't know how much he loves me, so you stay out of my relationship. And it's like, we wanted to stay out of your relationship. You know, some people were even commenting, Judan, here's the thing. A relationship is like drinking water. Only you should know if it's hot or cold. Don't tell us. We don't need to know.
What?
I don't know. Chinese netizens are creative, okay? It's like, that's kind of good. Because I guess I wouldn't announce to someone what my water temperature was. But Judan supports her husband, and on Weibo, she says, whether Mr. Zhao's words make sense or not to you, if in daily life we could all give each other a little more room to step down, if we could just take the step down whenever it's there, wouldn't there be so much less arguing, so much less anger? I've always been grateful to Mr. Zhao. Okay, he taught me how to manage my emotions, helped me reduce so much friction in our life together. I really like the show Mr. Housework, and I'll continue sharing my life and my marriage on the show of all of us guests said that everyone has their own way of living. There's no right or wrong. We respect that and we discuss freely. Thank you to everyone who pays attention to the show and to us. Whatever method helps two people get along, that's the right method. Next episode, it will be even better. And then Judan just starts full on arguing with netizens online after that post because people are leaving hate comments and she's saying things like, okay, someone comments, as long as it works for you, birds of a feather flock together. There's nothing much to say. Judan responds, I hope this doesn't have to work for you. Huh? Someone comments, I think you could be more confident in your marriage and make your husband care more about you. Judan responds, I'm still not confident. Oh my God. Oh my God, what is that? Netizens even told her to stop because at this point, it's just making her look bad. Like, it's just, now you're fighting netizens. And then she responds, no, I'm bored in the car right now. So people are like, is there something wrong with Judan? Every time something negative comes up about her husband, it's her saying it. She's his biggest up. And then after he gets dragged, she jumps in, tries to clear his name, and then starts getting mad at us when she's the one that made us mad at her husband. Is she messed up or what? This show aired back in 2019, and for years after that, Judan's husband was widely criticized online. He was labeled a manipulator. He was labeled a terrible husband. You name it. It also didn't help that netizens dug up an interview that the husband did, and he seemed to be disrespecting Judan, and she was still defending him. The interview is pretty bad. At one point, the husband said, I don't really know how to put her acting in my eyes doesn't really count as acting. So, like, Judan doesn't really act. She's host, and then she does the variety shows. She doesn't really act, and when she does, it's not, like, any serious projects, I guess. But even the interviewer is like, oh, well, that's not really a nice thing to say. And he's like, hurtful? Yeah, maybe it's a little hurtful, but I guess it's the truth. Like, it's pretty messed up, okay? I would say, like, that's a fight. We're getting in the car, and we're fighting on the way home. Like, that's, why would you say that? But the interviewer later tells Judan about this, and Judan is like, it's okay. I can also diss him. Like, it's very weird. And the interviewer is like, okay, then diss your husband. And she says, I'm going to expose him now. When he goes outside, he pretends to be so intellectual and knowledgeable, but in reality, he's obsessed with me. He's a wife lover. I put him in his place when he comes home. And everyone's
Wait,
like,
what?
like, what?
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, they're like,
you're doing too much now.
Yeah. And the interviewer is like, I think it's so funny because all the netizens are worried about the two of you. She says, exactly. So many people feel bad for me thinking he's mean to me. And of course, you know, he does things differently from everybody else. You won't find a single trace of me on his Weibo. He never posts about me. He never mentions me publicly. I get why people assume the things that they do. I couldn't wrap my head around it at first. But honestly, I get it. But we're doing well. And it's like, you know, this is my treasure, and that's how he sees me, as his treasure, and he doesn't want to expose his treasure to the whole world. I'm just genuinely happy, you know? We kind of just want to shut the door and save our happiness privately, so I get it. Back in the day, I probably would have blown up about something like this, but he's just such a steady figure in my life. He's emotional and fiery, and he's turned me into a better wife. I still have my ups and downs sometimes, though, you know, but I'll just text him things like Papa instead of husband. Like, I guess she calls him Baba. Dad?
Daddy?
What?
Why are you shocked? You put your name as husband daddy on my phone. Out of anyone who should be shocked, it's not you, okay? He said, Daddy? Despicable. How dare. Disgusting. And so then he'll say things like, Baba's here.
It's getting weird.
I don't know why we know this. I don't know why she's telling
This
us.
is what?
I don't know where this
Do we like this or no?
Oh, but there's this crazy part where her husband was caught. Okay, tell me if you think this is weird. Her husband was caught by paparazzi drinking from the same boba cup as a female employee.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird.
That's
weird.
what I said.
That's a lot. Like sucking on the same straw.
There's like these clips where the female assistant is holding a boba cup and then she passes it to him. He takes it and then tries it and then gives it back to her. Now, he claims, they come out with their own side of the story and they're like, no, it's because he doesn't like the boba tea. And the assistant keeps being like, no, it's so good. You just have to try it. Like, it's literally the best boba tea ever. Like, you just have to try it. Like, please, you just have to try it, right? And then gives it to him. He tries it and decides he still doesn't like it. However, disgusting. However, I think that's gross. I would start a fight.
I would side eye for sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Kind of weird here. Something's weird, but maybe it's innocent. I don't know.
How could it be innocent though?
I mean, there are some weird people out there,
Okay, what's worse? What's worse, right? What if it's like you're with a female assistant?
Dude, this is a trick question. Let's get back to the story, shall we?
No. You are with a female assistant, and she's like, "You have to try my boba tea," and she hands you the boba cup.
I'm gonna be like,
ew. I'm with a male assistant, okay? I'm just trying to see which one you think is worse, right? Would you rather situation A, he hands me his boba cup and is like, try it, I swear, holy shit, it's so good. I don't know what guys sound like. And then I try it, and then I give it back. Is that worse? Or I'm
it's
like,
worse. You give it to him. Yes, it's worse.
No. Oh God, I would never. I would never. Even with my family members, I'm like, oh, you want to try my drink? Hold on. I run to the kitchen. I get 3 cups. I come back. I'm like, I don't like sharing drinks. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, my lips are so chapped. And he gives me his chapstick, and I use it.
Oh.
Which one is worse? Which one would you be more upset about? He looks.
Why? This is. Okay, I feel like chapstick is more of a necessity for you, but for some reason it just feels more intimate. I don't know why. It feels more intimate to. Okay, I guess it also depends on chapstick. Some chapstick you can just squeeze it and then apply. Are you talking about the lips?
Nipple cream that I use on my lips?
That's less weird.
No, but imagine it's like
a stick, right?
a stick.
I feel like I might be bothered by that more.
Really?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Let's continue.
A relationship is like drinking water. Only you should know if it's hot or cold. Don't tell us. We don't need to know. Yeah, I'd be really pissed off about the chapstick if you got chapstick from someone. However, the drink thing, I have a friend who's single. And she's been out there dating. And she says, guys are all the same. I said, how so? And she says, let me tell you about all these guys. And she's like, sometimes they're different. Some of them will take you out to eat this cuisine. Some of them are more talkative. Some of them are less talkative. But there's one thing that all guys do. After the dinner, they want to go to a bar. You go to the bar. She's like, I don't really drink, but whatever. I order a drink. He orders a drink. And every single guy, they're like, try my drink. Just try it. They just want to see your lips on their drink or something. And then she's like, I don't know why. Every single guy is like, no, you have to try it. It's so good. You gotta try my drink.
Every guy thinks they're slick.
Yeah, and they're all the same.
They're all doing the same exact thing.
Yes.
So they were like,
I'm so good. I know something that she doesn't know. And she's like, again? This is my 10th time trying this lychee martini. Okay. Anyway, netizens are commenting like, does the female assistant not understand that he has a family? Like, what does the man not understand that he has a wife and kids? What kind of behavior is this from both of them? Everyone is like, to be honest, I don't even drink from the same cup in a relationship, especially boba.
Yeah, boba
like
is
the
weird.
boba goes back down, up and down, up and down. Have you ever had that one boba ball that's just up and down, up and down? It's like, it's a little weird. It's intimate. And then Judan comes onto Weibo to defend her husband. And she's like, again, my relationship is everybody's spectacle. My husband. And then this is where it gets weird. It's like she's her husband's biggest op. Because, she could just say like, hey, you guys have it wrong. Like, that's an assistant that we've worked with for so long. Like, she's married, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I want to talk about I'm not going to talk about it.
The what?
The Property Brothers was having an affair with that was crazy. Anyway, I don't know why I just thought of that. But she's like, she could have just been like, we've worked with this assistant for so long. Like, we're all very comfortable. She just wanted him to try the boba drink. I don't know. She could have said 110 different things. But instead, she comes out with this one. She said, I know my husband doesn't like to post me on Weibo, and I knew that from the very beginning of our relationship. I don't know why. And it's just like how he does things, how he handles things, and I accept that and I respect that. So why do you have the right to gossip? She's like a little sister to us, okay? And I've always been very grateful for the way that she takes care of my husband. My husband has his own principles when it comes to food. In daily life, we always have fun trying to break his little rules. And it was only because the assistant kept insisting that the milk tea was good that he tried it, and the whole spit pearls incident happened. Yeah, everybody dubbed it spit boba. Because they're like, why would you want spit boba unless you're having an affair with that person?
Spit boba?
Yeah, because it's like all that spit, and then there's boba.
Oh, spit boba is crazy.
They were like, you're not sharing spit boba.
Oh my God, so much worse now.
Yeah, unless you're doing things, okay? And then she's like, if even something this simple is blown out of proportion and labeled as cheating, then please go take care of your own husbands and don't even let them walk near another woman. My husband has many strengths, and he also has many flaws. That's not for you to judge. But calling him a jerk or a cheater by name is unacceptable. That's not just malicious. It also enables the truly despicable cheaters out there. After reading this, netizens are like, is she trying to help her husband or hurt her husband? I don't even understand what's going on anymore.
She has a very unique way of
of defending people.
or complimenting people.
I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
It's like if you're defending me and you're like, my wife is so mentally ill, okay? She can't even get her own life together. And I love her, but you don't get to judge her. It's like, what? I'm right here. And then in 2023, Judan and her husband show up on Viva la Romance, the show where Judan talks about her daughter serving her son. Like, it wasn't until this program that people saw their actual day-to-day interactions, how they talk to each other, how they address each other, their entire... I don't even know what to call it. So in one of the episodes, the couples are sharing some of their stories, and Judan mentioned that in her childhood, her mother would also give her stepfather the silent treatment. And it was such an unpleasant part about her childhood. And when sharing this, her husband is asking her, then why do you do the silent treatment now?
Oof.
And she's like, well, their silent treatment actually affected me a lot. Then why do you choose to do the silent treatment? And as he's saying this, he looks like he's already stressed. Like, he's got avoidant posture. He looks like he shouldn't even be asking this, or else Judan might get upset. Coincidentally, she taps his leg. And he even kind of flinches a little. He, like, flinching. That's not the reaction of someone who's always the dominating one in the relationship that's manipulating her. But Judan continues, yeah, so as I was just talking about it, I said the reason why I ended up reading psychology is that I want to answer this question. Because when I'm with my husband, I also use the silent treatment. When I think about it now, I really choose the same way that my mother did it. But one day, you talk about it in case I got it wrong again.
Wait, what did she say?
She's just saying, like, and then one day you talked about it, right? And then she's like, okay, let me explain the whole ladder story again. She's like, I brought this ladder story up years ago.
Stop it. Get some help.
She said, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah. And then she's like, I'm gonna tell the full story this time with my husband so that no one else misunderstands. So everyone's like, wait, what do you mean misunderstand?
Wait, this is a group discussion right now? Okay.
And Judan is like, okay. She starts talking, and you can see the husband is like about to cry. And he even says quietly, like, that incident, when you talked about it, it got me bullied for years. Like, you had me scolded for years.
Wow.
He doesn't blame her. He doesn't make her feel guilty. He just looks relieved that they finally have a chance to clear the air this time. And
wait, so he is happy
years.
for this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has been 4 years. Okay. And they re-explain everything, and it's because she just kept giving the silent treatment to her entire family for like days. She forgot to mention that part. And so finally, he's like, I'm going to give you a chance right now. And I imagine that this is probably not...
I imagine he didn't even say it like a threat.
Yeah, and I also imagine that this is probably not the first time. Like, I wonder if it's something that they have talked about where he's like, you cannot just ignore your kids. You cannot just ignore your husband because we got into a fight. Like, that's such an unhealthy environment for the children. Like, you can't just...
this is very relatable because, I have family members that's just like that. Yeah. And it's almost like you have to treat them like a kid to give them a step to calm down. It's like everybody knows, okay, I think that was enough. Like, it's been days or weeks.
Weeks?
Like,
okay, days is already crazy.
Yeah, like, you want to reach out the branch to tell them that, hey, you can come hang out now.
Yeah. And then he came up to her and he said that, but I don't think that he said it, like you were saying, like in the way that she tried to make it seem like he was saying. And then that made her rethink the whole silent treatment against her family, which is already so crazy when you think about it. You cannot just give the silent treatment to your entire family. I think the silent treatment should be illegal. I think like that is either be silent forever or you gotta talk. I'm not talking like you can't have time to cool off. I'm saying like silent treatment is like highly unproductive. It's like at that point, just never talk again, or you gotta start talking because this is crazy. And so I'm sure he's having that same feeling. And all the comments are like, oh, okay, so for years we have been bullying her husband over a misunderstanding. So people start making memes and they say, him, wife, be careful when you're walking on the streets. Her on a reality show. My husband asked me to watch myself when I'm walking down the street because he's gonna hunt me down. Him, you're such a cute little piggy. My husband said that I was stupid as a pig. When you're traveling and taking pictures, pose more naturally. I don't think, you look as good when it's staged. My husband doesn't like taking pictures for me when we travel because he thinks I'm ugly. Okay, so people are so confused about what's going on. They were comparing it to the meme online where everyone's like, my husband said he was gonna go work from home in the room next door, and I think he fucking hates me.
Get some help.
Which is like kind of relatable, but not really. This is crazy. And then later in the show, they were asking Judan's husband, what were like the 3 most notable moments in your life? And he said that it was in 1990 when his parents moved to Beijing, in 2004 when he got his first male lead role, and then in 2023 when he cleared his name on Viva La Romance.
Damn.
Like he was getting cyberbullied that hard.
When you say when you clear his name? Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and then it gets crazier. So they're on Viva La Romance. And you know how she was like, oh, my husband never cooked for me. The wonton soup was his very first meal. And he had to come in every single like second asking me like, how do I do the next step? How do I do the next step? How do I do the next step? Right? They on Viva La, she is my. On Viva La Romance, they're cooking. And like... Judan is technically cooking, but I've never seen this man so busy in his life, okay? So she's standing there like a drill sergeant. She's like, okay, can you bring the water? Put the water in the pot. And then she's like, okay, then put the noodles in the pot. Okay, then do this. He's like taking instructions. He's like moving things. She's calling all the shots. She's literally like, start the fire. Do this. Do that. She's not like this whole submissive wife that like, because that's the whole thing that she was trying to portray and everyone was so upset with her husband about. She would scream like, let me know when the water's boiling. Like very commanding. Even when she starts like rinsing meat in water, he notices that she's not wearing an apron. So he quickly grabs an apron and puts it on her. So she's like, trying to open a can, pulls off the entire tab without popping off the lid. Like, how the cans, they have the tab that you push up. And so Judan is like complaining and gives it to the husband. He's doing that. He's getting the oil bottle open. Like he's doing all of this that's happening. And initially, before they started cooking, Judan was like, honey, you sit back. I got everything under control. Okay? And she's calling them, bigger fire, smaller fire, turn down the heat, water, boil, get the plates, do this, do that, do that. He's like fucking running around. He doesn't look like someone who's never cooked a day in his life. And the whole time he is nothing but patient with her. No comments, no complaints, no snarky comments, no annoyed eye rolls. Because it's not the fact that he also has to help cook. It's the fact that she's so demanding. It's like a backseat driver. Like at some point you want to be like, okay, you just do it then. Like that's crazy. You just do it then because I don't know what you want from me. I'm sorry. He's not even doing that. He's just like, okay, just doing everything. It's like the most insane scene. And like, by the way, her idea of cooking is like she's stirring the pot while it's sauteing. But anyone who's ever cooked knows that's like the easy part. The hard part is washing the ingredients, chopping the ingredients, measuring the oil, figuring out when to add the water, when to add the ingredients to the heat, cleaning up, making sure the knife is back in the right spot. Like, but after they're done cooking, Judan literally looks to no one in particular and she says, how am I so amazing? And she gives her husband no credit. And he doesn't take credit either. He just sits down and he sighs because he's tired. And then Judan just says, oh, did you get tired from cleaning the wok? That's just one of the things he did. He did everything and he cleaned the wok. And then he just said, I guess I just like got up and sat up and did a bunch of, I don't know. But still, it's not as tiring as cooking. You worked hard. You worked really hard, wife. Huh? No one is breaking her delusion. They're all feeding into it.
Yeah.
They're all letting her live in a parallel universe. And one netizen even asked, I don't get it. Who was the husband's biggest hater after all? And the next comment is, Judan. Judan is the biggest hater after all. And she just be making him look bad. Like, I don't know what would have happened if he wasn't on this show. So as other couples are talking about some big fights that they've gotten into in the relationship, Judan says, I think in the early stages of our relationship, also that's a leather chair that he's like moving back and forth on that kind of sounds like a little flatulent. Like it sounds like you're tooting. I know we had a good dinner, but like it sounds like you're tooting a lot. I just want to mention it's a leather floor seat cushion.
You think they can hear that?
Yeah, I think so. And if it sounds like you're tooting,
Okay.
But
My
let
bad.
me tell you, when he toots, you'll know there's like a bass to it. So Judan is saying, in the beginning of our relationship, I used to be really childish. I used to actually run away from home sometimes. It was when we first started dating, and I would just run away from home because I just couldn't deal with the emotions anymore. And the other celebrities are
crazy.
like, okay, they look really concerned because these seem like really big fights. So in their head, they're thinking she would go for hours or she'd be gone or like something. What would even cause a fight like this? And her husband is looking at her confused. And he's looking like, are you talking about a different relationship you were in? Because like that never happened. And then he's like, oh my God. And it clicks. And he says, okay, so there was one time in the beginning of our relationship we were fighting. And then I went upstairs and I looked out the window and I was like, who is that outside? It was her. And he says, I'm like, what is she doing out there? And he says, back in the day, she would make it a thing to like leave the house when she gets mad. But the furthest she would go is about like 100 feet, 200 feet from the house. And then she would just be very immature, basically. And then he would have to beg her to come back home. And all the comments are like, can you imagine if the husband was not on this reality show? It made it sound like their relationship was so toxic. She had to flee the house. She had to leave her belongings. She had to leave her skincare makeup bag, flee the house, and check into a hotel. She had to change her government name and move to a different province and start a fresh new life because of how toxic he was. In reality, she's just standing by the mailbox. And she's like, what?
What is going on with her? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
She's just really digging her own grave or something.
Everyone says that she has like a bizarre way of interpreting events. It's not even like that's the nicest way of putting it, but the way that she has such a distorted way of interpreting people's actions and situations and even common events that everyone is like, I mean, we could probably agree that this is what happened. She interprets it completely differently to the point where you're like, what? What? Have you ever had a conversation with someone and you're like, I gotta go outside to the backyard right now because my dogs are outside and I think they might fall into the pool and drown. Okay. That's like the statement. And then the person is like, is the pool water cold? You're like, that's what you got out of that? Like, I gotta go to the backyard because my dog might fall into the pool and drown. And they're like, is the pool cold? I don't know what the pool being cold has to do with the fact that regardless, pool water cold, pool water hot, I'm going to have to jump in if my dog is drowned. Like, this is like really random. Like, that's what you took out of it. Like, it's kind of like, wait, I'm so sorry. It's just like a tiny bit off. Yeah. It's always like a little bit like, wait, are we sure that we're like in the same conversation right now?
Okay, so she says everything weirdly, and then people gets mad at the husband, and then she gets mad at the internet.
Yeah.
Ended up getting people more mad at both of them.
Yes.
And she's just mad.
Yeah, she's just big mad. And then all the people are like, okay, let's hope that she never learns English.
Excuse me? Just do it.
Let's hope she never learns English and becomes some sort of like political interpreter translator. Because can you imagine her sitting next to a Chinese diplomat and an American diplomat, and then China is like, we're just checking to see if our border countries are doing okay. We just want to see.
People are coming up with these scenarios.
Yeah, people are like,
That's crazy.
the politicians are like, we just want to see if our border countries are doing okay and if they're all having a good time. Judan, our president says to check your borders because we're coming for your ass. People are like, if Judan becomes a translator between two countries, they would go to war immediately. Don't let her go to the fucking UN. Like, don't let her go anywhere.
Take away her mic.
Yeah, take away her mic. Someone take away my mic. Also, there's a point where she genuinely makes her husband sound gay.
What?
There's like another male celebrity, Jang Song-wen. Okay, so she says on another talk show, she's like, the first person I was really jealous of when I first started dating my husband was Jang Song-wen, which is like a male celebrity. The husband is like, really? Why were you jealous of him? When we first started dating, didn't you like call him every single day? Like every day, every night, you would ask me to go to sleep and then you would go outside and you would call him. It was just like nonstop every day. And I would think like, what are you two even talking about? But like, you really do love him.
Okay.
The husband is like, yeah, at that time he was going through a really hard time. So I was giving him support because it was like, he doesn't want to like tell people what his friend was going through, but he's like, like when you're talking to your partner and you're like, why are you saying this right now in public, like when there's people around, like what, like that was, I told them I didn't tell you, so like shh. Like that. It's like, you're not supposed to know this information, you're not supposed to know. So then he's like, he was going through a really hard time.
Wait, so the wife clearly know that, correct?
Yeah.
Like wife knows, like example, he's going through a divorce or he's like going through medical problems.
Yeah, but like
it's a personal issue. Why are you airing out his personal issue right now?
So he was just like going through a tough time at that point, and so I was supporting him through the calls.
Yeah.
And the wife is like, but as time went on, he kind of slowly faded from our lives a little bit, but he just went back to like a position as a friend. Okay. It's hard to believe.
She is so airhead.
Like who could phrase, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like he went back to a position as just a friend.
It's not about you. It's not about like if someone, they're going through something really dark or bad. It's not about.
Yeah. And then also step down as a position as a friend. What are you stepping down from? Being lovers? Like, what do you mean? Right? What do you mean? What do you mean? So then the husband, he's so confused. It's like to the point where he's like, I can already see the comments. So he immediately, he goes, your descriptions are very misleading. Is it? It is. But
war flashback.
Yeah. He's like, it's very misleading. And she's like, really? And he's like, it's not important. It's not important, but it is. Yeah. So everyone is like, wait, if, again, he weren't on the show, everyone in the comments would be like, were they dating? Were they seeing each other? Yeah. Is she his beard? Like, is that why he's so mean to her? Like, people would have had so many different conspiracies.
Yeah.
Then there's another instance on the show where they're supposed to be having a sweet moment and they're out at the park and Judan turns to her husband and she says, if you are my mountain, what am I to you? And then he's like thinking, and then she immediately goes, dark clouds? I'm dark clouds. And he's like, no, what? And he's looking at her like in disbelief of like, what are we doing right now? Like, why are you doing this right now? Why are you acting like this, okay?
It's misleading. It's misleading. You're doing it again.
I never said that.
Why are you doing that? You're my op.
Skipping the TikToks where the girlfriends are like, can I get the salad today instead of, or can I get the fries instead of the salad today? Not me getting it mixed up. She like randomly asks him, can I still hate you in the future?
Can I still hate you?
So at this point, she knows everyone says that she's her husband's biggest hater. Yeah. And then she's like, honey, can I still hate you in the future? And the husband is looking at her and he's like, you can just talk normally. Because he's like, you're talking weird, buddy. Like, you never talk to me like this. You can't even blame it on the editors because some people are like, well, maybe it's the editing that did her dirty. I just learned this, by the way, that reality shows will splice together words and make new sentences. So they said that you have to be careful when you don't see the person saying the words. Because that could be like, I hate tomatoes. And then they would splice it with, I hate my husband. You gotta be careful. So people were thinking maybe the editors did her dirty because they wanted to jump on the train where everybody already hated her. So it's easy clicks, easy views. But then she started live streaming and she was just as crazy. So she would ask her husband to make her cup noodles. So she's like, can you go boil the water? Can you pour the boiling water into the cup and make the cup noodles? Can you cover the cup noodles? And so again, same thing is happening. He's doing all the cooking. And then she's like, I made myself cup noodles. And then as he's pouring the hot water into the cup noodles, a tiny single droplet splashes onto her. And she flinches back. And then she's like, they call me the lowly one. Who's the lowly one? Here, you're the one that's burning me with scalding hot water.
Damn.
Everyone's like, what the fork is happening right now? What the fork? And so now all the comments are saying, first of all, I would like to apologize to Judan's husband. Second of all, Judan should apologize to me. That's all the netizen comments. The entire netizen collective is apologizing to the husband and demanding that Judan apologize to the netizens because she's the gaslighter. And so that is where we currently are with Judan. I will say it's like very complicated. In the Western world, we probably hate Judan more, but in China, people have very mixed feelings about her. They think that she reminds them of grandparents. Like she's in such an old generational thinking of like boys are better than girls and putting boys first. And she always interprets things weirdly. And like she overthinks about everybody's actions when it's just like, not that deep, buddy. Nothing is ever that deep, buddy. But then also, she's not like the shittiest person in the world. There are really shitty people out there. But okay, for example, early on in Judan's career, her friend scammed her out of $2 million and put Judan $2 million in debt. And it was like all because she just wanted to help a friend. And she trusted her friend and thought that her friend would pay her back. Her friend ended up scamming her. And it was like a whole thing. But it seems like she has love in her heart. Yeah. She's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. But I do feel bad for, obviously, her daughter and just some of these values that she stand by is harmful. Like,
yeah, and to put it online is harmful.
Yeah. And it seems like husband seems nice, but she's still running the show, right?
And he like helped her repay that debt and stuff. He seems nice, yeah, but she's I feel bad for her daughter. I feel bad for also like her daughter, everyone she traumatized that watches her reality shows, but more importantly also, obviously her family, but all the people that she traumatized on the reality shows.
Yeah, I think that's rough because
why is she doing that?
Yeah, people can't even say anything on these shows because, you know.
Yeah. What would happen if you put Judan and Mai in a room together?
That would be the best show ever.
I know. Someone's got to do this. Hunan TV, Mango TV, CCTV.
Yeah.
Some TV out there.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Put these two women on a show with Yangzi. Throw him in there too. Whatever. Fuck that guy, okay? Throw all three of them on a deserted island. Call it Survivor. I think it's a great idea. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.